Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix back in Philly. This fix is brought to you by my Saturday, October 11th boot camp right here in Philly. Now, if you're on the fence about grabbing a spot, first get off the fence, and now would be a great time to do so. There are a handful of spots remaining to learn directly from me in person over an 8+ hour day of shooting, experimenting, hands-on, as well as critiques. Now, since a few people have asked me about coming with a friend or partner, if you do grab 2 spots or more, I will include a free mentorship call in the future. So head on over to bit.ly/fro1011 to sign up right now. And if you have any questions, please email me at support@fronosphoto.com. First up, CreativeLive, which was founded by Chase Jarvis and Craig Swanson back in 2010, is shutting down for good at the end of the year. Now, for those that weren't around for CreativeLive in their heyday, it worked a little something like this, or actually a lot something like this. They would bring in photographers to teach about a topic. They would stream the class live for everyone to see. Sometimes these classes lasted 2 or 3 or 5 days, and their goal was to, well, bring good information to people for free, but also try to sell courses. You know, the courses that you were watching live and learning from right then and there, thus not really needing to buy the course if you watched it all right there.
Duh.
But I guess it kind of worked, because I know a ton of photographers who were making a lot of money every month on the courses that they had on CreativeLive. Now, according to a 2021 GeekWire article about CreativeLive being sold to Fiverr, CreativeLive raised over $60 million, but never got to profitability.
Right.
Now, I always questioned, where did all that money go? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't cheap having a studio space in San Francisco and Seattle, but their final raise was $25 million in May of 2017, and in 2018, they fired a ton of people. So I ask again, where did the money go?
I don't know.
Nonetheless, I did make a few appearances on CreativeLive, once during their Creative Week and once with my own standalone course about low light photography, which didn't sell too well.
Oh, that would not be a good photo. Yes, I'm not gonna take that photo.
And by too well, I mean like they probably lost money on having me on their show.
Bummer.
But I do recall them saying we had the most live viewers ever. Not that you can verify that fact at this point, but it's true because I remember them telling me it. Now, at the end of the day, CreativeLive helped a ton of photographers learn their crafts over the years, so it will be sad to see them go. Next up, Sony unveiled a 105 megapixel global shutter sensor capable of capturing images up to 100 frames per second, and it's almost full frame. Not quite full frame, but almost full frame. Now, this is a backside illuminated and stacked CMOS sensor with a global shutter. Now, before you get too excited,
Feel these nipples.
the sensor was designed for industrial use and not your next alpha camera. Sony had this to say about the industrial use case, and I quote, "In addition to inspections of precision components such as semiconductors and flat panel displays, which require a high degree of accuracy, this feature also enables the capture of large objects with distortion-free, high-resolution, low-noise images. So it's perfect for my dick pics."
Exactly.
Thereby, machine vision cameras can achieve high-precision measurements and inspection processes in a wide range of applications. Now that's kind of cool. Sony is offering 2 versions of the sensor, one in monochrome and one for color. Though this exact sensor may never show up in a consumer camera, the tech behind it just might. Now, Sony continues to innovate and expand their sensor tech for so many industries, thus why they own a large chunk of the image sensor market. We'll see what happens in the future. And finally, Sony has announced their FE 100mm f2.8 macro G Master lens.
The Masters of the Universe.
I love He-Man.
The power of Grayskull.
This lens replaced the roughly 10-year-old 90mm macro. Now, that lens might have been good a decade ago, but certainly wasn't up to the task over the last couple of years and definitely didn't take full advantage of Sony's highest resolution sensors. Now, with the announcement of the new 100mm macro, that is no longer the case. Now, Sony threw everything and the kitchen sink at this lens. Sony is also saying that this lens isn't just for macro work and is perfect for portraits as well as weddings, and it creates beautiful soft and round bokeh balls and a super sharp in-focus area. Now, in terms of focus, the new G Master sports 4 XD linear autofocus motors, which Sony claims to be the best in the industry. I'm sure Canon might have something to say about that one. Phone call. Hello? Oh, it's Canon? You've got something to say about their XD linear motors? Oh, you've got motors too? Yeah? They should get their motor running? Catch them on the highway? Got it.
Looking for adventure.
Now, this lens does have the ability to shoot up to 120 frames per second on the Sony A9 III. Sony's 90mm macro delivered 1:1 magnification, whereas the 100mm macro delivers 1.4:1 magnification.
But wait! There's more!
Unlike Canon's 100 macro, which is also a 1.4:1 magnification, the Sony can accept 1.4 and 2x teleconverters for even more magnification. You know, for those people with small dicks.
Guess that works too.
With the 1.4 on, you get a 140mm f4 with a 2:1 magnification, and with the 2x on, it's 200mm 5.6 with a 2.8:1 magnification. Now, we all know my stance on using teleconverters, but I'll have to test it out for myself to see if the additional magnification comes at a sharpness or quality cost or not. The lens also includes OSS, or optical steady shot, which has been tweaked to perform better specifically for macro work. Now, in terms of price, it comes in at $1,499, which is $300 more than Canon's 100 RF, which is currently on sale. But remember, if you want to add a 1.4 and 2x teleconverter to your basket, get ready to fork over another $1,200.
I'll take two.
And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, PhotoKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.